Hi everyone, welcome to the Reluctant Knitters podcast. I'm Adrienne. I'm the Reluctant Knitter. This is a knitting podcast and I guess sometimes other crafty things. I have another craft to show you guys today, so that's pretty exciting. And where you can find me, where you can find me, I'm on Instagram as the Reluctant Knitter, on Ravelry as Reluctant Knitter with no E in the knitter, and we have a podcast group, the Reluctant Sisters podcast group. Welcome to all new viewers. Welcome and welcome back to all returning viewers. Whatever. I don't. What's an intro? Yeah, I'm excited to be back today. I'm gonna try to keep it like bi-weekly, but I'm not really sure. But it's been 2 weeks since my last podcast, so I think I'm doing pretty good. And there is some podcast news. So we have some KALs. It's very disjointed right now. I have a headache. That's going to be my excuse. I also had to wake up really early because I had a slow leak in my tire, which resulted in all 4 of my tires needing to be replaced because the wear bars were showing and I needed new tires. And I'm going up to Rhinebeck tomorrow. So I needed tires for Rhinebeck. So needless to say, oh, and also I was up at 3 a.m. because we had a bomb cyclone apparently. It was crazy windy, rain. We lost power. So we lost power at about 3 a.m. And we have a retro game system. So it has like all like old Nintendo, Sega, like old stuff, Atari. And we had it on, this is like a convoluted story, but we had it on because we were trying to charge the controllers but the TV was off. But then apparently when the power came back on, the TV turned on. So it was like this weird digital Game Boy kind of music. And we were like, what is that noise? So that's what that was. And that woke me up at 3 and I couldn't get back to sleep. So I think it was like 4 when I got out of bed. 4. And then I had to wake my husband up at 5:30 for work. And I thought I'll be home all day, so I'll probably be able to take a nap. And now it's 12:45. So, I mean, I definitely still have time to take a nap if I really want to, but I have a headache now. It's like a lingering headache, and I think it might be like a combination of being tired and also allergies, and very convoluted. Where I'm coming to you from. I'm coming to you from Connecticut, Southern Connecticut, right near the beaches, where I live with my husband, Sean, and our Great Dane, Elizabeth Bennett. I know how to podcast. Where you can find me, I already told you. Podcast news. We have a KAL going on, the Fiber Fest Sweater KAL. So this is an adult sweater KAL, or crochet along if you prefer. And there's a limit of 2 adult sweaters. You have to have started your sweater after January 1st. We're calling it a Fiber Fest Sweater KAL because we are going to a Fiber Fest. I am, along with my sister and a friend. We're going to Rhinebeck, which I knit a sweater for, which I showed on my last podcast. And but you don't have to be going to a Fiber Fest to participate. So knit a sweater or 2, enter them in the Ravelry thread. There's an FO thread and a chatter thread. And if you do happen to attend a Fiber Festival, you can post a picture of yourself at that Fiber Festival in the thread. So then you would get an additional entry. That's the word. So the prize, I don't have the prize yet because the prize is a skein of yarn that I will purchase at Rhinebeck. I'm hoping to get a Rhinebeck, I don't know what dyer, but I'm hoping to get a Rhinebeck exclusive colorway for you guys. And then I'll also have some other goodies to go in there, probably some stitch markers, notions pouch, and the like. So I hope you guys participate in that. That is the only KAL we have going on. However, in my last podcast, I talked a little bit about popularity in podcasting, popularity in the fiber community. So I also said if I make it to 500 subscribers, I will do a giveaway. So we're about 19 away. 19 away. I think I'm at 481 to 500. So I picked out a skein of yarn. I picked out a little goodie bag. So I'm going to show you guys what that will be if I even make it to 500. And I have a lot of new subscribers, so thank you guys so much. And a lot of really wonderful comments on my last podcast. So really, honestly, thank you. So what I'm going to do is give away this. It is Ancient Arts Yarns. This was donated by my sister Sarah. This is a 100% superwash BFL. It's a fingering weight, so it's 437 yards to 3.5 ounces. Sorry, my dog was sleeping, and then when I come in here and start talking to myself, she comes in. So I hope that's not too annoying for you guys. And the colorway is Cherry Custard. So that is the first part of the giveaway if I make it to 500. Lizzie, you have to stop. People don't want to hear your mouth. And then also I picked out this little Notions pouch that was sewed by my sister. Has a little snap on the front. And in it will be a stitch marker. So this is a 2-sided little sheepy sheep stitch marker that I will include in the prize package. So if you're not a subscriber already, subscribe if you feel like it. And if you don't want to subscribe, that's totally cool too. But if we make it to 500, I'll give those away. So that will be a YouTube giveaway. So I would have you guys answer a question underneath the video of the episode where I have reached 500. Okay. I'm sorry. I just have a mirror over here because I can't see myself on the camera, which I've explained a million times, and you guys are probably sick of me hearing me say it. So that's why I'm like looking over there just to look at myself. Okay. What I'm wearing. I am wearing this little cowl thing that I talked about on my last podcast. I'm really bad, and I didn't remember to write down what it's called. I don't remember what it's called, but it's on my last episode. The show notes are down below that episode. All the show notes will be down below this episode, and that's what I'm wearing. Okay. I have been knitting. I've been knitting this week, but I have not finished any knitting projects. However, I worked feverishly yesterday on some things to give away at Rhinebeck because Rhinebeck snuck up on me, even though I've been thinking about it for like forever, and I'm super excited about it. And then I was like, all of a sudden, oh my goodness, it's in like 2 days and I haven't done anything to like give away. So I worked feverishly. I have them in this little Notions pouch, which if I give away all these stitch markers, I might just give the pouch to somebody. But I made some stitch markers to give away. So they're various colors of blue, little gems. I'm going to try to pick up a couple. Should have been prepared. Huh? So they're just little stitch markers on little rings, and they're different color blue. So if you are going to Rhinebeck, come find me and I will give you a little stitch marker. So that's what I finished. I also finished, I got some little beads, like a little string of beads. I went to Joann's yesterday to get some supplies to make something for people. And we found these little beads. They were pumpkins and these little orange beads. So I made a little progress keeper. It's a little pumpkin progress keeper. Lobster claw. I don't know if you can see the lobster claw. But anyway, and then a little stitch marker orange bead. So I made 3 sets of them because there were only 3 of these. So I made one for myself, one for my sister, and one for my friend who's coming. And then I also had a leftover pumpkin progress keeper. So I think I'm going to give that away in a future giveaway. You know, my sister gave me 2 skeins of yarn. It's a little off, it's not off topic. My sister gave me 2 skeins of yarns for giveaway, and one of them is a fall colorway, and it is October. So I'm wondering if maybe I should give that away instead of the red. Hold on one second and I'll get it. Hi. So she gave me this. This is caramel apple cider is the colorway. It is Rock and String Creations. It's a DK. It's a DK weight in a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And it's self-striping. You have to stop. Oh, I threw it and it went on her back. Okay. So that could be the 500 subscriber giveaway, is the skein of yarn and then this little stitch marker, and they kind of go together. It's like fall. The only thing with this is that I don't have a notions pouch that matches it. I only have like pinky blue ones. I have like flamingo print one. So let me know, actually. Let me know down below which one you'd rather have for the 500 subscriber giveaway. So this one with the rosebud notions pouch and the sheep stitch marker, or this one with a pumpkin stitch marker, progress keeper, and maybe I'll try to pick up a thematic notions pouch or something. Let me know down below which prize you'd rather have for a 500 subscriber giveaway. Okay, so that's that. That's podcast news and my FOs. So my whips are the same as what they were last week. I do have a pair of vanilla socks that I was working on. They're self-striping, but I haven't made any progress on them, so I'm not going to show them. But I will, and I didn't even make a project page for them, but I am bringing them to Rhinebeck. That's my Rhinebeck knitting, so I will make progress on that. But I did make progress on my other whips. These are the Fernweh socks by Knitting Expat Designs. It's from her Wonderlust sock collection. This is what it looks like. And it's like lace, diagonal lace pattern up one side of the sock, of the front of the sock. And one is left facing and one is right facing. So here's where I was on this sock last time I podcast. And here's where I was, oh, I didn't make any progress on this sock, but I made progress on this sock, and I put in waste yarn for both the heels. So I do afterthought heels on my socks. I don't know why. I know why I do it on self-striping, because I think it looks better on self-striping, but I don't know why I like it so much on just regular socks. I just really like it. Maybe probably because of the no purling. Not that I hate purling. Who loves it? Some people love it, I'm sure. So I'm knitting these on my 9-inch circulars. These are Haya 9-inch circulars, US size 1, 2.25 millimeter. I did a couple of inches. I think I do about 2-ish inches. This might be 1.5 inches of rib. This is a 2x2 rib. And I'm knitting these for a friend of mine. She had very generously given me a gift card to a restaurant that her and her husband, she said she would never go to because it's too far away. It's up near where I work once a month. And I've been there before. So she gave it to me and I was like, what? This is way too generous. So I said I'd knit her a pair of socks. I also messed up on this pair if you can see, like right in this area, I like messed up the pattern, but I mean, I don't think she'll notice. So here's a real talk. This is kind of jumping to the real talk section, and I didn't plan on doing this real talk. It just popped into my head. I actually did not have a real talk planned, but real talk, I don't like calling non-knitters muggles. I just don't like it. I think it's rude. Sorry if you do it and you love it. It's not a reflection of how I feel about you as a person. I personally do not like calling non-knitters muggles. I feel like it's like, oh, they're just a muggle. They don't know anything. And it's like, well, I was a muggle for like forever before I started knitting. And, so I just hate to be like, well, she won't notice because she's a muggle. Right? That term is used for non-knitters. Isn't that correct? I mean, I know that it comes from something else, but I think it doesn't matter. So I don't want to be like, well, she won't notice, but honestly, she won't notice. And also, if they were mine, I would just leave them the way that they are. So it has nothing to do with the fact that she doesn't know anything about knitting and probably won't notice. She might notice. It's really actually kind of a glaring mistake. But I would leave it. If it were my sock, I would leave it. So that's why I'm choosing to. And I'm not tearing back now. I should have teared back when I realized I did it, but I didn't. So anyway. Was that crazy? That was kind of crazy. I have little stitch markers to indicate the front and the back of the sock. So this one's just like a regular stitch marker with a bead. This is a clay egg my sister made. Fun fact about me is I love eggs. I like to look at them. I like to eat them. I like to hold them. I think they're great. I think they're a great shape. I don't know. It's the weirdest thing ever, but like I just am drawn to eggs. If there's like Fabergé eggs or porcelain eggs or regular eggs or wooden eggs, you know, some people put wooden eggs in a basket on the thing, or like fake eggs, like play toy plastic. I just love eggs. So my sister made some stitch markers for me, my sister Amy. Oh, sorry. This is wild. I shouldn't have podcasted. I should have just left it, but whatever. I'm knitting this on Sheepy Time with Sheepy Time Knits, Sheepy Feet. It was part of a special Snowflakes Yarn Club. Is the colorway name Wolfsbane? Is that the colorway name? I don't know. It was a yarn club I got. 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And it was June 2018. My husband had gotten me a yarn club for an anniversary gift. And this is being homed in my Fawn and the Fox project bag, which is like one of my favorite project bags. That's all I have to say about that. Next whip is the Very Easy Poncho by Cara Karina. This is not really a pattern. It is just basically like, this is how long you should knit it. Take a gauge so you know how many stitches cast on per inch. Make it this many inches. So it's just plain stockinette. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to Kitchener stitch together to make the circle of the poncho. The stitch marker is where I was when I last showed you. It's a little waffle stitch marker. I got it from Junk Yarn. I bought the little kit. It was like for the, not friendiversary, what is it? Galentine's Day, and it came with a skein of yarn, a contrasting skein of yarn, a pattern, and a stitch marker. So if you are familiar with Parks and Rec, it's a reference to Parks and Rec, and Leslie Knope's favorite food is waffles, so it was a waffle stitch marker. And the little pat of butter is a heart, and it's so cute. So I'm knitting this on interchangeables, but it doesn't have to be. They just happen to be interchangeables. This is Knitter's Pride Melodies of Life interchangeables, US size 4, 3.5 millimeter. And I'm knitting this with, I'm almost done with this, Shawl and a Cake, Lion Brand Yarns, Shawl and a Cake. I don't know what kind of weight it is. It says it's a 4, medium weight, number 4, but its wraps per inch was almost a fingering. So color number 203, Mindful Mauve. And this is acrylic and cotton yarn. And it's also for a friend, gift knitting. And she loves purple, so that's why I picked this color. I am almost done with this cake. I have to go into the next cake, and I'm going to have to buy a third cake because I'm supposed to knit for 23 inches. And I don't even think I'm at 10 inches, and I'm almost done with the ball. So doing the math, I am going to need another ball to make it to 23. This is in my Volan Vine bag. I got it in a kit one time. I love the colors. I like the watercolor on it. And I don't know, it's like something nostalgic about like this lady. I don't know if it's like, did I have a paper doll that was kind of like, I don't know why I don't know why I feel like some sort of, it's like a latent memory that I can't quite put my finger on. But when I look at it, I think of a memory from my childhood, and then it goes away. Memories are weird. The brain is so crazy. I have another whip, which is also kind of a procurement, and it's not knitting related. So this is kind of exciting. So moving on to whip / procurements. I am doing a Diamond Dotz little poster thing. So I picked it up at Joann's there is another podcaster, I think she has a podcast, Crocheting Hoovian, and she is on Instagram as a Crocheting Hoovian, and she does these little diamond poster things. So I'm just going to show you up close what the little llama is going to look like. So it's Lulu Llama, and this is the brand Diamond Dotz. I don't think that she necessarily uses this brand because the I have like fuzz attached to my lip or something. Because the little gems look differently than the ones that she's shown, but it's a similar thing. But she started doing them. I've seen them before, and then she started putting them on her Instagram and stuff, and I was like, those are so cute. So then I went to Joann's, and they had a llama, and I was like, I have to get that. Okay, so this is how big the poster is. There is a film over it because it's sticky. So, oh wow, it's showing up pretty good. I was a little worried that it would be like a glare on it and you wouldn't really be able to see it. So this is how big it is. It's 32 by 42 centimeters. And I've done down here. So those are all gems. I can lift up the thing so you can see it. So I don't know, I'm really liking it, and I just think it's so cute. So when I'm done, I think I might replace this love poster with it. It's so cute, and it's fun, and it's addictive. It's like just kind of like knitting, like one more row, one more gem, one more section, one more. I'm just gonna dump these gems in, and when these gems are out, I'm gonna stop, and then I'm like, well, now I'm almost done with this piece, so it's addictive. But I'm really enjoying it. So I'm afraid that I'm going to want to do another one, but it's like, where would I put it? So maybe I'll start doing those as gifts. I don't know. They're cute. So that was my procurement and my whip, my last whip, my first procurement. I don't have any yarn procurements, but I do have some new things that I do want to show off. So like I said, my sister and I are going to Rhinebeck, and we are going up tomorrow. We're going to Needles Up, which I've never been to before, which I'm super excited about. And so we got an Airbnb, and I've done Airbnbs before, but you know, I'm not like a expert at them. It's not like I've done them a million times, but it's like a camper on someone's property. And I'm really excited about it. They have like a horse farm. They have like a pond. You can feed the horses. They have a garden. You can totally like pick stuff out of the garden, they said. All the reviews are like really great, that they're super sweet. Okay, so we're really excited to stay in this camper. Really, really affordable too. And it's like in the middle of the woods. They're like, there's no light pollution, so you're gonna see the stars. There's trails, not that we'll have time to do the trails. There's the swimming pool, and they're like, feel free to use the swimming pool. Not like we'll have time to do that, or it's even warm enough, but we're really excited about this thing that's a camper. So she is my sister Sarah. When I say she, had this fabric that has campers on it and tents. And she obviously made a project bag for us. So then they have these little, like flamingos, I was going to say pelican, flamingos on it. So she had this flamingo fabric, and she made the little strap. Why can't I talk today? Made the strap out of flamingo, the tag out of flamingo. And then the inside, she had campfire fabric. Look how stinking cute. Oh, perfect. Hello. Perfect. Then she got these little things from Crinkles, these little stitch markers from Crinkles. Rhinebeck or bust. Oh, I'm obsessed. So she made one for each of us, like a little memory, whatever. So then she made a little notions pouch. I think the inside, what are you doing? Do you want a cookie? I have a huge box of cookies. Look at these cookies. Okay, it's just, she's a Great Dane, but look at the size of these cookies my husband bought because they were cheaper. But then I have to break them up. You know, just so you know, just because you have a big dog doesn't mean you need to get giant cookies. Little cookies are sufficient for treats. You know that. Anyway, little notions pouch. The inside is flamingos. And then, she's so sweet, got these little, there are only two in there? Okay. Little needles that were in a little sheepy sheep. And put that in there for me. She's so generous. So that's our little Rhinebeck prize for Rhinebeck memories. Remember that time we went to Rhinebeck and stayed in a camper? I'm really excited about this. I'm excited to go to Rhinebeck. That's my last procurement. So on my Real Talk last week, 2 weeks ago, I talked about popularity in the knitting community, and I had said that when I get to the section of what I'm watching, knitting related, which is all the podcasts I've been watching, I would like to make an effort to feature podcasts that are lesser known. So I think I've settled on, if they have less than 500 subscribers, I would like to feature them. So I have two for you guys today. The first one is Avid Knits. It's AVIDKNITS, and the host is Sarah. She lives in Texas, and I've been watching her for a little while now. I don't know how often she uploads. It kind of feels like it's been like a little while since I've seen her last, actually. But I really like her, and so give her some love, show her some love. And the next one is, I just found, somebody had suggested on my last podcast in the comments that she searches knitting podcasts and then she does recently uploaded, filters for recently uploaded, and that's how she found mine. So that's what I tried to do. And I found another one. It's a lefty knitter. The host is Aquila. She's on Instagram as Aquila Dahun. And I think she's going to Rhinebeck too, so hopefully I'll meet up with her, or, you know, whatever. If I see her, I'll say hello. But I watched two of her podcasts, and I liked her as well. So also show her some love. She has been around for a little while, I think. So those are my two recommendations. If you have a podcast, if you are starting a podcast, if you know of a podcast that has just started or has been around for a little while and has not grown hugely, please suggest it and I'll check it out and recommend it on my podcast. So thanks so much for helping me spread the love. Okay, so I watched some other stuff non-knitting related, and one of note is The Quiet Place. It is an older movie. It's been around for a little while. It has one of my favorite actors, John Krasinski, is that how you say it? And Emily Blunt. And it's like a sci-fi thriller-ish, if you haven't seen it. It's along the lines of, what's that one with Sandra Bullock on Netflix? Shadow Box? Bird Box. Which I didn't see. But anyway, there are these creatures that are blind but can hear you. So if you don't make any noise, then you're relatively safe. If you do make noise, they will come and eat you with the quickness. So that is the premise of it. I liked it and I didn't like it. So I liked it because it had John Krasinski. I also like Emily Blunt very much. And it was scary, which is good, but not like overly scary. I'm not a horror movie kind of person, but the right amount of scary for me. I enjoyed that. I enjoy movies like that. I really liked War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. I really, really liked that movie. So it kind of had a similar-ish feeling to it. Like the general feeling, not the premise of the movie, but the general feeling. What I didn't like about it, there's basically no explanation of where they came from, when it started, what it is even. Is it an alien? Is it a creature from the Black Lagoon? I have no idea what it is. You do see it. You do see the creatures. But anyway, you see like newspaper clippings from the past of like how people starting to figure out that it's noise that attracts them and that kind of thing. But like, you have no idea where they came from, how they appeared. It's very weird. I don't want to give too much of it away, but it's been around for a long time. So if you haven't seen it, I'm really sorry. And if I ruin it for you, sorry. You can fast forward a little bit and see if I'm still talking about it. But the other thing that I didn't like about it is Emily Blunt gets pregnant in the movie after the fact. Like, they're aware that this creature is here, and so here's the thing. Like, okay, so I get it. You want to have a baby, cool. But like, you literally get pregnant and you're gonna have first of all, you can't stop the baby from crying. So why would you do that? Second of all, how are you gonna give birth without being loud? So I don't know. I just, like, whatever. I'm not trying to say, like, you know, whatever. I get people have needs of the physical variety, but honestly, I don't want to die. I don't think it's worth dying for. Sorry, maybe that makes me a horrible person, but anyway, I just discussed it with my husband. Yeah, I just think it was a bad move. I just didn't like it. I just didn't like that part. And then there were a couple of other things that, like, didn't make sense. Like, if it's not that it didn't make sense, like, if you knew that already, then why didn't you do this or that? I don't understand. There's like electricity in the movie, yet there's also lanterns. So like a fire starts in part of it. And it's like, if you have electricity, why do you have a lantern? Like, sometimes it just doesn't make sense. I mean, overall, I guess I give the movie like a thumbs up. Like, my overall feeling of the movie is positive. There were some things I didn't like about it. Anyway. And I'm one of those people. So my husband teases me all the time because if I'm in a horror movie, this is what I said, if I'm in a horror movie, I'm just killing myself. I'm not going to wait around in fear of getting murdered by some murderer. Like, I'm just killing myself. That's it. So here's the thing is, if I accidentally got pregnant with these things, I'd be like, listen, I'm not going to kill myself right now, because what if somebody figures something out and then, like, we can eliminate these things and I can live in peace with my baby, like, happily ever after, right? Somebody figures something out to kill these things. But if I carry this baby to term and I'm just going to go out in a field and start giving birth and then it's just going to come eat me. Like, I'm not going to do this thing where I'm going to try to find a way to have the baby quietly and then try to find a way to be quiet in this room, whatever. Like, that's it. So you have about 9 months to figure this situation out and save the world, or that's it. Sayonara. Me and the baby are out. Maybe that's a wrong move. Is that a wrong move? What would you do? What would you do in that situation? The Quiet Place. I recommend it. Oh my God. I'm crazy. When I edit this, I'm going to be like, should I leave this part in? Should I not leave this part in? These are the dilemmas I have every time I edit, because I don't know, I have a big fat mouth and I say things that might be controversial. I try not to, though. I really try not to be like super controversial. What I'm listening to, let's just move on and get myself out of this situation. I'm listening to a book. Well, I just finished it actually, just like a few moments ago, by Roxane Gay, which I actually talked about a Roxane Gay book last podcast. I really like her. This book is called Bad Feminist. It is not narrated by her, which I don't know if you know this about me, but I really like audiobooks that are narrated by the author. But it is narrated by Bahni Turpin, and she was a very good narrator. I enjoyed listening to her. And the description of the book is a collection of essays spanning politics, criticism, and feminism. So when I first started listening to the book, I thought it would be a lot about feminism, like the title, Bad Feminist. But it is really just about her interpretation of a lot of different things. And bad feminist refers to herself. She calls herself a bad feminist. Like, she's a feminist, but she's not a good feminist. She's a bad feminist. So she is a person of color. She is Haitian American, so that it comes into play a lot in the book. So it's almost a little bit more, I feel like, about race than it is about feminism. But I mean, I enjoyed the book thoroughly, regardless of whatever it is about. She talks a lot about like entertainment, pop culture. She talks a lot about like movies and how race is portrayed in movies and in TV shows. She puts so many things on blast. It's like amazing. Like, I love listening to her like be like, this is why this. This is why this movie shouldn't be hailed as good for people of color. This is why this show should not be hailed as good for people of color. It was really super, super insightful, and I really enjoyed listening to it. She puts like Tyler Perry on blast. She puts 12 Years a Slave is on blast. Django Unchained, which none of these movies I saw. She talks about Tyler Perry movies, which I don't think I must have seen it. It doesn't matter. I've never seen 12 Years a Slave. I've never seen Django Unchained. I'm not a Quentin Tarantino fan at all, so I had no desire to see it. She talks about Orange is the New Black, which I've never seen before. She talks about like all these things that I've never seen before. The Help. Super insightful things to say about The Help, which I also didn't see The Help. I didn't see any of these movies. But anyway, or shows. She does talk about Sweet Valley High, though, which I was a big fan of the books and the show. So anyway, give it a listen. It's really good. I like it. That's it, y'all. I don't know what else to say. I mean, haven't I said enough? I always say that every time. Haven't I said enough? I'm going to Rhinebeck. So my next, I don't know if you guys heard, but I'm going to Rhinebeck. So my next podcast will be my vlog and my haul. So if that's not something that you guys like to see, that's cool too. And then I'll be back 2 weeks after that for a regular podcast. But I'll be vlogging, not real-time vlogging. I'll just put it all together in a little bit of a video for you. I did one last year. And a haul, and I'll be able to show you the prize for the Fiberfest sweater KAL, and hopefully I'll have some good shenanigans. I'm really excited, and there's some people that I know are going that I'm definitely going to meet up with, so that's cool. I didn't tell you the Fiberfest sweater KAL is also being co-hosted by the Cat Lady, Andrea of the Cat Lady podcast. She has not podcasted in a while, but I'm meeting up with her there. So you can double dip. You can double dip any of your sweaters into any other KALs that are going on, but you could definitely double dip in the Cat Lady podcast KAL. Fiberfest sweater KAL. Cool. It's been real talking to you guys. It's been awesome. I almost didn't podcast because I didn't think I had enough to share. And I had a headache. It's the barometric pressure. I blame everything on the barometric pressure. But cool, man. I'll see you guys later. Bye.